and finish buying these tickets. Hi guys, hey everyone. Can you guys see me? Am I live? Okay. Hey everyone, it's me, Lord Cadillac, aka OG Cadillac, aka Mother of the Decade, aka looks 10 years younger than she really is, aka your favorite lawyer on YouTube, aka why is this like camera coming at me today? Hey Goddess, hey Viral, hey Tall Glass, hey K-Way, hey Tatum, welcome everyone. We're doing a little bonus live today because there's a giant hurricane. Oh fuck. Oh, my skin looks awful. What's going on? Fuck, it just totally slipped out on me. I'll do it when we're done. Okay, so actually, why don't you do it? Do you have the link? Yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay. Sorry guys. I have got so much going on right now. I just was in a hearing. The reason I'm so damn late is because the hearing was at 11, but we didn't actually get heard until right at noon. So there's a huge storm approaching Florida, but it's approaching that, what do they call that, a panhandle or something? The part where Tallahassee is. So it is headed straight to Hotlanta. They are already having all this rain. They got a lot of rain last night. Paige sent everyone home at 5, and she said, don't come back tomorrow. The court is closed. I think they're going to be closed tomorrow, too, which works out really well for everyone because tomorrow, my friend Demetria Howard, who is probably one of the funniest human beings I've ever met, she is going to join us on the show. Okay, they do call it the Panhandle. That's what I figured. Tomorrow, Demetria is going to join us, and y'all prepare to laugh. If you have that problem when you laugh so hard you kind of tinkle a little, I would go ahead and make sure you're wearing padding. Tomorrow is going to be hilarious. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay. I am so sick of Adrian Love. Okay. Not every objection has to be made. Like, you don't have to make every objection to preserve the record, okay? We talked about this in the appeals video. Some things are a reversible error. That means that if the judge sustained it or allowed it, the result of that trial could be reversed because the error is so big. Like the time that Miss Love pointed at the defense in her opening and shifted the burden and said, oh, they won't present any evidence. Remember that? That is reversible error. All right. Now, Mr. Shard having some papers in his hand that nobody could freaking see, that's not reversible error. Is that really worth it? Do we really need to nitpick? And then that is what pisses me off about her so much. That's what makes me so angry about her. She lacks the capability to analyze and decide in a big picture scale, does what I'm trying to do need to be done? Does this objection really matter? Or am I just objecting because I can? And guess what? The jury, they're going to watch that. They're going to see that. They're going to go, this bitch is objecting quite a bit. She sure has to object a lot. They're going to catch on. Juries are not stupid. Especially a jury that's sitting there watching you day after day for 8, 9, 10 months. You know, these people are getting intimately familiar with all of these characters that are in the room with them. So for her to, like, the way she does that, the way she just hammers in her point, just drills in her point, and then goes back every time the judge makes a ruling. Every time the judge makes a ruling, she goes back and re-argues the objection. At a certain point, you have to just accept the ruling and move on with your life. And it is obnoxious. It is so obnoxious. Weinstein had a great comment about it this week. He said, you know, could you ask Miss Love to accept your ruling and quit the fucking filibuster? He didn't say fuck it, but quit the filibuster that proceeds each of these damn rulings, because it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Though I believe Paige is slowly, YSL Whitaker is slowly getting worn out by YFN Love, it's a slow fucking burn, y'all. It is. We've been here all along. We are worn the fuck out. Okay. We are worn out. We have been here every day since November 28th. We've seen every moment of everything, and we are sick of Miss Love shit. Ugh, Christ. Where is day 135? Sorry, I'm trying to find, there it is. Okay. All right, so tomorrow we have a very special guest. I'm so excited for y'all to meet Demetria Howard, one of my best friends in the whole world. And it's going to be great. So let's go through some of this week. We'll go through some of this week with her too. She's also a lawyer. She's also a courtroom lawyer. So we will definitely go through that. We'll go through some of this week with her, but let's go through some of this week together. There's mine. Okay, and let's see. I hope everyone's having an excellent Thursday, and if you are in Atlanta, I hope you're indoors and staying dry. Certainly, I feel bad for these defendants who are trapped now at the jail. I'm sure the defendants don't necessarily mind going to trial all day because they actually just don't have to be in jail, which is lovely. Okay. So as you recall, on Friday, QZ was on a tear. I freaking loved watching QZ. He certainly was not as funny as some of our other witnesses, but he had some zingers, man. So let's just go. Let's see how they end on Friday.
Right. Causes stress with them, then that might cause stress to you. So They took my phones. Can you tell them to get my phones back?
Which phones? Just for you to come testify?
I don't know. They took them.
Yeah.
No, the officer back up to them.
I mean,
They took both my cell phones.
I mean, I don't
They
really.
ain't turned me to property.
I don't have a problem with him having his phones. The issue is him showing up for court. So it's fine with me if he gets his phones back.
Okay, so this is Friday.
So is there anything else you want to do to let the court know?
Yeah. I don't want that lawyer no more.
Sorry.
You don't want that
I ain't
lawyer?
waiting for them.
All right. Well, let me say this: when you come
Forgot
back,
there's an echo. If I don't use my headphone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about the echo.
I don't
Want a
need no
lawyer? You don't feel
All
like
right,
you
so
need
Friday
to become a lawyer
there's this whole
whatsoever. So what if things
discussion
change
about,
on Monday?
where he
Don't need no
has to go. Does he go back to jail?
All right.
Will he for sure come
Well,
back?
Mr. Shaw,
Right.
thank you for your service. Anything else?
There's definitely
Hang
no
on,
trial
I'm
today
asking,
because of whether
actually, Mr.
there's
Zachary
no
right now.
trial
Mr. Zachary, is there
tomorrow.
anything else that you needed?
I can go now?
No,
Friday
no, because
still.
what's going to happen is that somebody probably from the DA's office is going to escort you to whichever hotel this is they end up putting.
Can it be hard walking out the door?
Can it be what?
Oh, right, walking out the door.
I don't know whether it's going to be that particular investigator or not.
Even Paige thought that was funny. Could it be what? Could it be her right there? He wants that investigator to take him to the hotel.
She know what.
It might be, it might not be. It's not going to be up to me. All right, what else?
That's it.
Okay, so they will get you in not too much longer.
Okay.
All right, and we'll see you Monday.
Your Honor, at the risk of just generally being annoying, I would just ask that the witness
being annoying.
and also both sides be instructed not to discuss the testimony
Okay.
over the weekend. I
Yeah.
think that's very important.
So don't discuss
Okay.
what you've talked about before or what you might talk about later with anybody over the weekend. Just keep it in your own head, okay? All right.
Okay. So he had some energy about him on Monday, right? Enough to try to hit on the DA's investigator. I'm sorry, that was on Friday. So when we came in on Monday, and dude was looking low down. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Look at that. Look at him. I mean, that is totally different than the way he looked on Monday. Even like his eyelids are puffier. Totally different than the way he looked on Monday.
Mr. Zachary, would you please lean into this microphone so that both the court reporter and each of the jurors can hear you as well as the defendants, okay? What school was it that you were attending when you said the last grade that you finished in school was 8th grade?
Oh, it was CP Alternative School.
Say it again?
CP Alternative School.
And what does CEP stand for, please?
I don't know.
Was it Crim?
No.
Okay. Where was it located?
Off Cleveland somewhere.
All right.
Hi,
And what year was that
Weaver.
that you would have dropped out of 8th grade?
Okay. So Miss
Mr. Zachary, we
Love,
were also talking on
I don't
Friday
know
about-
why, but she goes on forever about his education background. I mean, we already know that their school cop counselor, whatever the fuck he was, came and testified against them, even though they're in junior fucking high. It's ridiculous. So she goes on and on about his education or lack thereof. She's just so combative.
How on earth was it going to help me? Because I was letting him know like he truly ain't had nothing to do with it. Ain't want nothing to do with it.
I'm sorry, what now?
Because I was letting him know he truly ain't want nothing to do with it.
He or you?
Mhm.
Okay. Why did you feel it necessary to let the police know that Montu truly didn't have anything to do with it?
Okay, so he did. QZ on Friday had just left the hospital. So he had all of his meds. He had been taking the pain medication regularly. The way to say that's really important when you have high level of pains is to not let, yourself sober up, so to speak. You're supposed to continually take it. So he did all of that. And he is clearly in a better shape and better spirits than today. I teamed it to you. Today, he hasn't had any of his meds, drugs, nothing. None of his support, none of the pain medication and things that have been given to him since he was a year old. He hasn't had any of them since Friday. So Friday, he was himself, presumably, able to kind of move around, function, answer on a high level, have energy. And then here we come on Monday. They put him on house arrest. His mom wasn't allowed to leave his house. His sister wasn't allowed to leave the house. They all basically got locked into his house. He didn't have the medications he needed over the weekend. He was unable to keep, the pain level regulated. So, how is an American, we'll stop right there. How is an American being treated this way? How is an American witness to a trial, a criminal trial in America, being treated this way? This is un-American. I mean, this is the kind of shit you think about, you hear in like Russian jails and they didn't give them their Medicaid. You don't hear about this stuff in America. It's really gross to me. I don't quite understand what's going on in Fulton County or why.
Okay, but why did you find it necessary to tell them that?
Cause why would I just? Me and Montun had a bad relationship with anybody, so I knew I was going to jail.
You had the best relationship, you said?
Yeah.
Did the police bring up Montun before you brought up Montun, or did you bring him up first?
I told you, I already knew what I was going to jail for, and I knew what was said. So I had to go along with what was said.
Okay, and when you say you told me that was Friday, right?
I don't know.
Okay. So when you say that you knew what was said, does that mean that you brought up Montun first in the interview with police to try and help him?
I knew what was said. I told you before that. I told you. I already knew.
Okay. So go on.
I don't know now.
Okay. So is that why you brought up Montun?
I don't know.
Putting who in the situation?
I don't know.
Okay. Are you gonna say you don't remember every time you get frustrated?
I'm saying I remember everything you asked me.
Why?
Because I don't remember.
Were there some things though that you did?
Okay. So, firstly, oh, you guys can't hear Ms. Love? You're welcome. That voice is such a nightmare. Okay. Firstly, you all know how I feel about checklist lawyers, okay? Yet here she is, and her checklist, look at her checklist. It's a fucking, it's 888 pages long. It has a spiral, it's a spiral bound checklist today, y'all. Like, I cannot stand that. You know that someone lacks, I'm gonna say intelligence as an attorney if they have to do something like reference a checklist like this. Ugh.
You do remember, right?
I remember I'm on probation for.
Do you remember, or can you tell the jury if Lil D told Montun that he was shooting at somebody that night?
Didn't shoot at nobody that night.
How is that not hearsay?
Do you remember telling
because they're all party opponents?
Police about Lil D telling Montun that either he was shooting at somebody or somebody was shooting at him?
I don't know.
Do you remember
Okay.
what Montun was cussing at Lil D about?
I already answered that question.
That he didn't want to be involved in it?
If you want to come up here to the bench, you can.
Okay.
Oh man, they had so many bench damn conferences over the last few days. It's been crazy how many damn bench conferences they've had. Oh yes, goddess, she's absolutely. I'm not gonna say she's incompetent. She does know when it
After
really
Detective
boils
Gaither
down to it.
told you had
If you are able, to take all of the words she says, and we know it's a lot of mother trucking words, right? Like hundreds of words, and you're able to take all of them and sift through them to words that actually matter, then she does and is able to make a point. What she is, she's not incompetent. What she is a horrible thinker. She cannot think on her feet to save her fucking life. Okay, we have to sit here and listen to her think. It's awful. 2, she is a terrible questioner of witnesses. She is completely unable to write a succinct or direct question to save her fucking life, okay? She is terrible at being direct about anything. I bet if you asked her right now, is it raining outside in Atlanta, instead of saying yes or no, she'd have 500 fucking thousand words to say about it. Well, rain is precipitation and blah, 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 blah. But eventually she would say, yes, it is raining outside. Do you understand? So, like, she says so fucking much, you think she's stupid. But the reality is, if you can sift through all her words, she is kind of right a lot of the time. I hate it because I hate her. Don't get me wrong, I hate her, and I hate her being right. But if you can sift through the bullshit, she does end up being right a lot. And it sucks. That's kind of the first point I was making, though. It's like, just because you can object doesn't mean you should. Like, just because you're right doesn't mean you have to go assert that you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it is clear to me that Miss Love is not a mom. And that is because as a mother, you learn to pick your battles, right? Like, the kid's socks and shoes being in the damn hallway might be annoying, but you don't want your daughter to be a stripper, right? Like, you have to, like, am I gonna get on them about this little bullshit when in reality we have this huge thing called, like, making a responsible adults? You know, so, like, which battles will I choose? She is completely unable to choose a battle. Every battle is a battle for Miss Love. Every battle is a war. There's no, like, big picture for her. That's the hard part for me. I'm trying to think if I know anyone who is so incapable of seeing the bigger picture, who's so stuck in the minutia. I really can't even think of an example, even in my practice, of a lawyer who is that stuck in the minutia. Maybe the guy I went against yesterday, which I might release parts of. I did take video. That's right, towards a mom. As a mom, you gotta let some shit go. You don't have to make every objection. You don't have to make every objection. And K-Way, I don't think Love is gonna learn. I think the problem is that she's been a judge before, and she's still very much in judge mode. I don't think in your 50s is when you learn to be succinct. I think you learn to be succinct in your 20s, 30s, maybe your 40s. But I think the ship has sailed for Miss Love in terms of obtaining or creating or having any kind of skills in terms of interacting with people or making a fucking point. Okay, so that ship has long since sailed, y'all.
Had to tell her about your stuff. Did you tell her something different than what you had told her previously?
I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Were you, Muntu, Shannon, Tay, Traydon, and Demikion the ones that actually shot up the houses?
No, I did.
All right, by yourself?
Me and Garth.
You and Garlington. How many guns y'all have?
A lot.
You're so nonchalant.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Then how do you remember it was a lot?
I know.
Okay. Are you saying Garlington because you know Garlington's now convicted of that too?
What?
Are you saying Garlington because you know Garlington now has been convicted of that too, so no more harm can come to him?
No, just telling the truth.
Okay. So why can you remember now when you couldn't remember a minute ago anything from 2015?
I told you I remember what I was on probation for. I told you that 10 times. Baby.
Right. But did you say you could remember what other people did?
Ask and answer,
I know what
bitch.
nobody else did. I know.
Okay, so at one
What's your
point,
Huh?
Garlington is playing with this computer, this laptop that's sitting in front of him, and they, like, take it away from him.
Do you know
Hold on.
911?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did someone else get shot that night?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling the police that someone else had gotten shot that night?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling the police it was right after Demikion got jumped?
I don't know.
And do you still not remember whether or not the people that shot were the guys from If Gang?
Sustained.
Did you tell the police who it was that shot after Demikion got jumped?
I don't know.
Do you remember how you knew who it was that shot after Demikion got jumped?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you-
Facts, not evidence.
The next question I think is gonna.
Sustained.
Should have asked it first,
All right.
bitch.
So you don't remember whether telling the police how you knew it was who
Objection, Your
shot?
Honor. Asked and answered, and it was just sustained, the objection.
Yeah.
Foundation.
That's what I'm attempting to do. All right. So you don't remember telling the police how you knew it was who was shooting at Summer now?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling them that Summer saw the car that they were in?
I don't know.
Do you remember what car they were in?
I don't know.
Do you remember what car you believed they were in?
Look
Do
at
you
his
remember telling the
fingers.
police it was a gray Charger?
I don't know.
Do you know at this time who drives or who drove a gray Charger on April 28, 2015?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling the police who drove a gray Charger during that time on April 28, 2015?
How can I tell them who driving if I wasn't?
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
see it.
Can you answer the question? Do you remember telling police who drove a gray Charger
Objection 403.
on just getting to how he knows who shot whom and why steps were taken afterwards, and the fact that it was an alleged gift gang and rival gang is very relevant and not cumulative.
Sustained, overruled.
Who is sustained?
The speaking objection is sustained, and the other one is overruled.
Okay, so you can answer. Do you remember telling the police who it was that drives a gray Charger on April 28, 2015?
No.
Do you remember telling the police that that boy, Philo, and his name D, Philo's little brother, drove that car? Philo and D.
First of all, I need everyone to know right now, I don't remember a single fucking conversation I had in 2015. Period. Like, I don't remember. Period. I met my dude in 2017, and I only vaguely remember that. Like, I remember where we were, and that we danced, and then we were talking outside. That's all I remember. Of course he doesn't remember shit from 2015. Nobody does.
Oh,
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither that the gray Charger was Philo's little brother's car?
no.
Now, do you know Denise Bale?
No.
Have you ever heard of Denise Bale as it relates to? Are you typing something on the computer, Mr. Zach?
Oh.
What you typing on the computer?
I don't know.
Judge?
Computer alone. Don't touch it.
At the time, did you know that Philo and D lived at 14? Whether Philo and D, whether their family lived at 1428 Adele Drive?
I told you I don't know folks. I don't know what they say.
Why haven't we had... Oh, thank you, towards the mom.
No.
Did you believe Philo and D were shooting at Summer and Tay and Alexis?
No.
Did you tell the police that Philo and D were shooting at Summer and Tay and Alexis on April 28, 2015, while you were in that August 5th, 2015 interview?
No.
Was anyone else, as you sit here today, with Philo and D when they were shooting at Summer?
They just had to move the computer because he kept touching it. I'm sorry, that shit is funny to me. I have, like, never had a witness. I've never had witnesses like this. Of course, I don't do criminal defense. I don't prosecute people. I prosecute people in a civil courthouse. Thank you, Torta Mom, for the $5 donation. Just so you know, everyone, it is still my birth month, and I am still donating 43% of your contributions to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which does a great job of finding children and taking them out of discussing trafficking and horrible situations. So everything you give us in September, 43%, will go to that wonderful organization. Thank you so much. Mealy says, I don't remember a conversation I had yesterday. I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, and I mean that in all honesty. Yesterday was Wednesday. Oh, I do, because I eat the same thing every Wednesday. I eat Sam's Club pizza because I was at Sam's Club. What did I have on Tuesday? I ate with Boleyn because I eat with Boleyn every day. I seriously don't even remember what we had, you guys. It's really that bad. Now, I am 43, so I'm a little older than this guy. But, you know, like, yeah, most normal people don't sit around. Thank you, Dr. V. Virgos are amazing. I know, we're the best. Here comes Dad taking away the laptop. Hilarious to me. I mean, it is so funny to me. We have these grown men. But, okay, here we go. Let's go to Lion Love and her stupid argument. I'm sure I don't like it.
Versus
I just don't like
Siegel,
her.
SIEGEL, 536F3rd 306 is a 2008 Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals case. And it is at Penn Site 320. So it's on the 17th of the 23 pages that I gave to the court. Sure can. And if I may provide some All right. Page 17 of 23 at the bottom, and I don't want to go into all the other, the court can see the other portion, but the district court's decision to exclude other crimes evidence, and this is not an other crimes evidence situation, but was grounded in the court's concern about the length of time it would take to present the evidence. And of course, the Court of Appeals said that the district court is, of course, vested with broad authority to control the manner of trial and presentation of evidence. Nevertheless, the subject to the district court's reasonable management of cases brought to the court for trial, the government too has a broad discretion to prosecute crimes. Although we sympathize with the district court's concern about the length and complexity of the trial.
Shazza says so odd to see her citing case law. I know it's absolutely like the third time maybe we've ever even seen it.
We agree with the government that the district court excluded the other crimes evidence without sufficiently considering the importance of the evidence to the government's case.
Oh, yeah, just a tad.
My apologies. While the government could easily prove the fraud and identity theft charges against Siegel without the other crimes evidence, the 1512A1 Charlie charge, as we have previously discussed, requires the government to prove this.
Trying to
I don't care what she says.
accomplish is for you to ask the questions about the things that are material, not every line or every other line, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not all of the minutia of what is in the statement, like how far away they parked when whomever did the shooting. I mean, does that really matter?
There's a reason that I asked that question. When there's a witness who talked about them parking at the stop sign. He may not have seen the other car, but this witness has testified that it was only him and one person who followed a car and shot at people.
Yep.
So the fact that there's a witness who testifies that there was a car that stopped up the street at the stop sign, and we have this witness telling police in August 2015 that they stopped kind of far back, and that the other car stopped in front of the house and shot. We believe that those details matter, and they provide what the court calls, I think, evidentiary depth, and that the jury can look at what other witnesses unconnected with this witness say and decide which version of the statements that this witness has given is true and why.
So then you can just say, did you park really far away? And then he can say,
Do you see that? Okay. Miss Love is correct, unfortunately. But it took her 800 gazillion words to, like, get to the fucking point of correctness. And Paige is like, well, just ask him this. The reason Paige has to tell Adrian what to ask him is because Adrian doesn't know how to make a fucking question. Like, she can't make a direct question to save her damn life, right? So we have Adrian be like, well, just do it this way. Which I'm sure every single defense lawyer in there, if they're actually paying attention to her, when they're actually paying attention to her, they're probably like, oh my God, you could just ask it this way. Oh, you could just ask it this way. I mean, yesterday, the guy I went against is getting yelled at, and I'm thinking, he could just do this. But I'm against him, so I ain't giving him no help.
say no. And then you can impeach with the statement. It's all that needs to happen.
Judge, I understand, respectfully, we can't tell the defense how to ask questions, Your Honor, and I appreciate the court's suggestions regarding how more succinctly to ask the questions. I don't ask the questions that I ask for no reason. I certainly don't ask them for the purposes of delay.
I know it's not for the purpose
Yes,
of
you
delay.
do.
I think it must be because you think every tiny little detail is crucial to your case,
There
and that's
it
why you're
is.
asking every tiny little detail.
There it is.
I don't think every tiny little detail for sure,
There it
but
is.
I do think that details matter. And
I know that you think the details matter.
And-
all right, well, it's been 20 minutes that we've been on this one topic. Maybe we're
There it is. Paige is like, get to the point. We don't need it to be in the minutia. And Love is like, oh, yes, we do. And Paige is like, it's been 20 minutes, you know.
cut our lunches down to 35 minutes from now on, since we have to hold the jury
Crazy.
so far past when we're supposed to be picking back up. So please take it into consideration, but I mean, I don't know if you're gonna do that or not. I don't know if I'm like even getting the concept through to you.
No,
of
my
course.
God. I don't know if I'm even getting the concept through to you. No, Paige, you're not. You're not. We see that you're not, because after this, we see her actually not practice any of the concepts you just gave her.
Okay, good. Let's get the witness back in and then the jury back in.
sure.
This is
Did you?
this is one of those matters. It's not specifically the one I was referring to, but this is one of those matters that pre-trial we discussed and foundations would have to be laid.
Your Honor, I actually will rephrase that question. And
Bitch,
I'll-
rephrase it.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I don't believe your microphone is on. Thank you.
and Your Honor,
It's not, sorry.
while Mr. Sharp is correct, I believe that this has already been litigated and the court did make a ruling in our favor with respect to this information. I'll point the court's attention to number 5 on the sheet from the 2015, August 2015 interview. Yep, you can ask about it. Isn't it true that
She's even
you
annoyed.
and the friends that I mentioned to the
Even the way she like sets her microphone up and down is fucking annoying. Do you guys think the jury is as annoyed by her as we are? Like, do you think she rubs them the way she rubs us? Just like, ugh.
And you told the police that, according to Shannon, they had an AK, correct?
I don't know.
No more mic, but we're gonna walk around with that checklist.
And according to you, when you talked to the police, they also had a 45.
I don't know.
You told the police that the 45 was Shannon's gun, according to what Shannon told you, correct?
I don't like talking about dead.
OG Bentley is deceased?
Yes. Tragic.
When was he deceased? When did he
I
die?
think I was in jail.
When? Not where. When did he die?
I think I was in jail when he died. It's
Okay, so
tragic. I don't
do you know
like
for a
talking
fact that that happened?
I don't like talking about that.
All right. Do you know for a fact that that happened?
I don't like talking about the dead.
Did she?
Yes.
there were so many breaks. I feel like, you know, when Whitaker started, we all had this wonderful sense of like, oh, things are going to move now. This person's going to manage the courtroom. And it's not that she hasn't tried. There's not a lack of trying. It's that when you're dealing with someone like Adrienne Love, you just can't. You can't go quickly because she takes 30 minutes to say something that could be said in 2. You understand? Like, there's no way to speed this up because Miss Love is going to ask the same question 450 different ways. And there's nothing any judge can actually do about that.
The answer, no, you don't know?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I know from my preliminary hearing that the gun I had got caught with had all of those shoes on, so I was just trying to throw it off like I ain't got
So it
nothing to do
comes
with it.
back Tuesday.
And did you tell the police, or ask the police, are y'all gonna help me with my case if I tell you information on August 5th, 2015?
Even if they did, I never accepted no plea from them, so I don't remember. They offered me pleas, like I never accepted them. I sat in jail.
Okay.
Even when I locked my last time, I sat in jail. Never accepted no pleas.
After asking the police whether they were,
I had knew better. I had never talked to the police again.
you had what now?
I had knew better.
Oh,
I knew better. I
Okay.
had learned from my mistakes.
and that mistake was talking to the police?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you feel that was a mistake?
Because, like, I ain't got no business lying on nobody else. Just try to, I gotta.
All right, so he is about to explain why talking to the police was a mistake. Now, I can explain to all of you why talking to the police without an attorney is a mistake. I think he does it quite well, but the reality is the police are not here for us. The police are all like Adrienne Love. 100% of them in their heart are like Adrienne Love. They want to be Adrienne Love, and they want you in jail. They don't give a fuck about you or your rights. So, let's see what he says. Hey, Enye. Hey, everyone.
I said what I did. What I did.
And based on your talking to the police, did you plead guilty or did you admit that the April 28th shooting was gang activity, as reflected in the document I have in front of you?
Did I plead guilty or did I admit?
Both.
I pleaded guilty, but as far as admitting it was a gang shooting, I don't know that.
Okay. And that was shortly after you talked to the police in August 2015?
When I pleaded guilty?
Yes.
No, like 2.5, 3 years later. something
She's
like that.
awful.
And
Okay, then...
in 2019, was that even further down the line? But when you,
All right, Mr. Zach.
I just gotta say, I don't have like a crush on Shard and like the crush of like, oh, I would want to, I have like, I want to work with him. Like, I want to learn cross from him. This man's cross examinations are a thing of fucking beauty. Another thing that I thought about and I want to point out is we have really been and had the benefit and the chance to see these attorneys like grow and develop as advocates just like over the last 10 months. Okay, Shard is one of those. At first in this trial, he started off kind of softer. Now you've seen him just like grow, and he is about to kill the out of this cross. He is about to nail this cross, y'all. Here we go. I have it on 2x speed, so hopefully we can watch the whole thing.
Exactly. Let's talk about yesterday. Okay. You weren't feeling well yesterday?
Still not.
Okay. You're not in the mood to testify, are you?
Never was.
Okay. Now, do you recall yesterday repeatedly saying, I don't know, and I don't recall?
Yes.
Okay, let's be real. When you said, I don't know, and I don't recall, to some of those questions, that wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay.
Overruled.
That wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay. Mr. Zachary, when the
Kind of
state
reminds
asked you...
me of my cross when I said to the lady, you don't always tell the truth, do you? My first question. He asked a couple questions and he said, yeah, when you said that, that's not the truth, is it? BAM!
If you know what a gang is, and you said you don't know, that was not the truth. You do, in fact, know what a gang is, correct?
I know, like, what I heard is.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know where about TIG Studios, and you said you don't remember, that wasn't true, was it? You do know TIG Studios, correct?
No, I don't know that for real.
You don't know where TIG Studios are?
No, I don't know that for real.
When the state asked you if you remember the night that Kenneth Copeland got jumped at Club Crucial, and you said you don't recall, that was not true, was it? You do recall that night, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know what a trap house is, and you said you don't know what a trap house is, or a trap is, that was a lie, correct?
Yes.
You know what a trap is?
Yes.
Okay.
Even I know what a trap is.
When the state asked you about being it, and I'm not saying at a particular time, being it,
If Lauren Cadillac, the middle-aged white lady from Texas in the burbs, knows what a fucking trap is, I think almost everybody does. Obviously, he knows what a trap is. Come on, he's probably been to a trap to buy drugs. He said he used green lean. Where you get green lean from? The trap house.
at Jeffrey Williams' condo at all. that night going into the morning, whenever it was, and you said you don't even remember being there. That wasn't true, was it?
Can I answer and explain?
You can always answer
Yes.
and explain.
I don't remember being on that night, but I remember like early that morning, like about 5, 6, something like that.
Okay, of course, because you went to Miami from Jeffrey Williams' studio, right? That next morning.
About 7 in the morning, something like that. Yeah.
Right, so you had to have been there at some point, correct?
The more I hear about this Miami trip, sounds to me like all of them were supposed to meet at the condo and you all have to be here by 6 a.m., whatever it is, because we have these Sprinter vans coming to pick us up. Sounds to me like something that was planned a long time ago. He's about to get into the Sprinter van and he makes a very good and hilarious point. I don't know if Paige is ever going to get tired enough to call a mistrial. I think she might, though. She really started getting sick of Miss Love this week. Ugh, made me happy.
I told y'all in the morning. I told her that I had something in the morning.
Okay. All right, and when you were asked about some of the statements you made in 2015, you started saying, I don't recall. I'm not saying you remember everything, but you do remember some things from those statements, correct?
Yes, I remember something.
Okay. The reality is, you don't want to talk about the things you said in 2015. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. In 2015, you lied on other people to get yourself out of trouble, didn't you?
I told her that.
Okay, but those lies are the very things that you don't really want to talk about here today. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Okay. You understand that this trial is important for these gentlemen back here?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay. We're not going to have the I don't recall routine today, are we?
I mean, ask some questions, and if I don't know, I'm gonna let you know I don't know.
I appreciate that. Okay. Let's start with this.
You may.
Mr. Zapper, I'm handing you a document
On
DS44.
fire. He's on fire. Shart is on fire. You could just
Do
see
you
how
recognize
he's moving the
who's in that
courtroom.
picture?
He feels
Yes. Do
it.
you recognize
He
that
feels it.
You mean recognize it? I saw it before?
What, have you seen the picture before?
No, I don't remember.
Did you take that picture?
I probably did, but I said I don't remember.
Okay, did you tell the police back in 2015 you took that picture?
Yes, I think.
Okay. And the person in that picture, is that a fair and accurate representation of that person?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll move to admit DS44 in evidence.
Your Honor, if I could just see the caption, and I don't mind the rest of the picture itself.
Of course, Love has to have something to say.
No objection.
All right, it's submitted.
Hey, Mr. Kokomo, could you please publish DS44 for the jury? Okay. Who is in that picture?
Shan.
Is that Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
Okay. And
Look how young and baby and
You-
skinny he is. He's like a quarter of the man that he is now. You're just like a little kid. Like seriously, this reminds me of like my son and his friends. It's like little kids.
recall when that picture was taken.
I told her I don't remember when it was taken, like, but I think I remember the picture. I don't remember what exact day it was
Okay,
taken.
when did you
I
see the
remember,
picture?
I think I remember what year it was taken.
What year?
It'd be late 14 or 15.
Late 14, early 15? Is that what you're, what are you saying, late 14 or late 15?
Late 14, early 15 probably.
Okay. Could it have been taken in January of 2015?
I said early on.
I understand. Okay. Did you see the caption on the photo?
You might have
I
to
mean,
show it.
It is
No,
a very
I
moody
see
You see the
photo.
picture? Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be just...
It is a moody photo. That's how you know he's young, because young people have a lot of feelings like that, right? I don't think 30-something-year-old Shannon, who's on trial now, would take such a moody photo. But, you know, we all kind of change as we grow. Just so you know, guys, we're going to come back. I'm going to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. at my usual time, and I'm going to have a guest, Demetria Howard. She is a hilarious lawyer. And what I don't finish today, we'll go finish with her tomorrow. I have to go soon because I need to meet with a client. I have a really hard deadline, and he and I need to meet so we can make sure we meet the deadline. Okay, so but we'll keep going here just for a few more minutes, and we'll be back tomorrow 10 a.m. on the same live. So I hope to see you all there, except we'll have the wonderful Demetria Howard with us. And y'all, if you think I'm kind of funny, multiply my like kind of funny by 800,000 and you barely scratch the surface of Demetria and how funny she is. So Torta, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, let's get back to the moody.
Disrespectful here, Mr. Zachary. I'm honestly asking you a question. Okay. When you were saying that you couldn't read, is that true, or was that saying something you were saying out of frustration yesterday?
No, I have trouble reading and writing for real.
Okay. Can you read that caption? And if you can't, it's okay. If I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm reading it accurately? Okay.
Okay, it's zoomed in more.
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't read.
All right. Does it, if I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm being accurate?
I mean, how would I know?
Okay. All right, fair enough. What hairstyle, if you could zoom out again, Mr. Kokomo, what hairstyle does Mr. Stillwell have in that picture? Is it a short hairstyle?
Look like mine, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, y'all remember why that's important? You remember the car that ran in, that flew over the cops and ran into the laundromat, and they had the dread guy, and so there's Always been this person with dreads. They keep talking about this person with dreads. Well, I haven't seen a picture of anyone with dreads except Doug, and Doug is on his way to Miami right now to perform. I don't know. Haven't seen any real evidence yet, guys.
And let me ask you this: when you were saying yesterday when you were frustrated that you couldn't see back here, was that true? Do you have trouble seeing distances?
I told, yes, and if they would have did all this research before they started asking me, they would see, they would saw all you problems I had.
Okay, and I understand. I guess my question is, can you see Shannon right now?
Mm.
Okay. Are you aware that today Shannon Stillwell has dreadlocks?
I haven't saw Shannon and probably,
Hang on just a minute. About the dreads? He said no, he can't, right? Isn't that what he said?
He did.
Hang on.
I'm trying to see if the mic can get any closer, but so we can hear you.
So you don't know what Shannon's hairstyle is today?
I haven't saw Shannon in like 10 years.
Okay.
Like 2015, I've been locked up.
Okay. So let me just ask you this: in 2015, throughout 2015, all the time you've known Shannon, has Shannon always had short hair?
Yes,
Okay. And all those pictures that the state showed you earlier today with Shannon in them, all those pictures showed Shannon with short hair, correct?
the pictures that they showed me with him, yeah.
They all showed him with short hair.
Yes.
In 2015, Shannon had short hair.
Yes.
All right. And the truth is, he was also a bit skinnier than he is now, too, correct?
I can't do skin then.
Okay.
I'd say, no, that's incorrect. He's a ton skinnier.
All right. Thank you for that. Now,
He lost like a whole human, Mr. Shard. He is a ton skinnier. Okay. We're going to stop there for today because I have got to go meet with this client. Tomorrow, we're going to come with Demetria. We'll pick up in Shard's cross. I'm looking forward to seeing what Demetria thinks about this cross-examination. And you guys will love to hear her opinion about the First Amendment and using these RICO charges and Adrian Love. It's going to be comedy. You might want to bring some tissues because you might laugh so hard you cry. We'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and we will finish this week's YSL. I appreciate you so much for joining me today. I know it's kind of like an impromptu live, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. And most importantly, thank you for listening to me. So sweet. So much better than even my children. No, I'm just kidding. My kids listen. They're good listeners. All right, everyone. I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Am I doing the live trial? I don't think they're going to have trial tomorrow. So they canceled trial today because of the weather. And I've been watching that hurricane. I've been watching the weather reports. And specifically, I've been going to 11 Alive, the Atlanta local channel, and watching their weather reports. I don't think they're going to have trial tomorrow. So if they're in trial tomorrow, Demetria and I certainly will watch that. But I don't think they're going to be. I think we'll have another day off. I don't think anyone in Atlanta is going to be driving anywhere in the next, 48 hours, at least from what I can see from the weather. So we will see. I know certainly if YFN Whitaker can get them to come, she will. But I just don't think they're going to have trial until Monday. Yeah, Nene says not until Monday. Nene's out there, so she knows. Nene's going to be swimming out of her house. Nene, I hope you stay safe. Thank you, Blitz. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you all tomorrow.